Right, let's look at potential free agents. Let's look at the story behind the Sheffield Wednesday, and let's talk about Chalobah and his injury and how gutting he is for it. Hello and welcome to this video. If you could like, share and subscribe to the channel, much appreciate it. Liking out the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. Hit that notification bell to let you know when videos go live, and we're creeping up to that 5k, so we'll keep going for it. So let's start with the story behind Sheffield Wednesday's iconic owl and the person who designed it. We know Robert Walker designed it, 19-year-old art student from Garrow College in Rotherham. Came up with the Aussie owl back in 1973. And it was one of those ones that were quite ahead of its time, and it looked good, and it's good to see it back on it, and it's what people would want it to be. People would want it to come back onto said shirts in the past, and we've all turned around and said we want to have this back at the ad. It's either this one for some people or it's the one with the shield. Now, for a lot of people, a lot have not seen this owl on a shirt in a long time, and it's good that it's on. But I think for me, you look at where it come and how it's been, and we used it up to the mid-late 90s, and then it went back to the other bag in 2016. And then when DC came in, it went back to the traditional bag. Which Sheffield Wednesday badge do you prefer the most? Which is your favourite one out of all the badges we've had? And which badge more represents Sheffield Wednesday and your era? I think that's a good way of putting it. Which people represent your era and football with Wednesday? Because I think that's another thing. I think a lot of people look at Wednesday in terms of whichever badge they are familiar with is probably the era they grew up watching the most. So it'd be interesting to know that one. So Chalobah, we spoke about this in the live stream yesterday, and got the goal. It was fantastic, and we loved the fact that when he celebrated, he said that was for you guys, that's for everyone going on, and this said that it's going to be a long-term injury for him. And that's not what we want to hear. We know there's a player in Chalobah. The problem we've got with Chalobah ever since we signed him, it's always been that situation of he's had little niggles and knocks here. And it's something he had at Watford, it's something he had at West Brom, and it's something he's still got now, which ain't great. And it seems to be a reoccurring thing with that hamstring, which is annoying because he had such a good game. When he plays in the middle of the park, he's so good for us. This is what he had to say on Instagram. This is the reaction we live for, especially during times like this where there isn't much to celebrate. Us as players understanding what it means to our fans and everyone associated with the club. The boys left it all out there. On a personal note, devastated is an understatement of how I'm feeling right now, but nothing I haven't been through before. Keep believing, Owls. So we know he's going to be out for a while. Which is gutting. Let's be brutally honest. It's absolutely gutting that he can be out for a while. Hopefully he can get back to full fitness quickly. But again, you don't want to rush these things. But what it also does for us is it puts us in a situation where we ain't got enough players to be losing players. So it's interesting. So the Star have teamed up with TW Wednesday on Twitter to look at who we could get in on free agencies. And let's go through some. Stefan Badgett, former Bristol City man, 23. Free agent, made 50 appearances at the second tier. Will be a good backup for Charles. I think at 23 will want to play. Ben Mee, we've already spoke about a lot. Ben Mee is someone who apparently doesn't have a club. He's 35. He would bring a lot of good leadership qualities in there for us. It would help us a lot. Ethan Brooks, centre mid, would be really good to bring. He's a box-to-box midfielder, something we don't have apart from Bazza, really, who can do it. So Ethan Brooks is a good option to have. Reece Oxford, I remember Reece Oxford from a long time ago at West Ham, and he left. I remember when he left, he went to Bundesliga, didn't he? And he was a big name spoke about. And the thing is, it's one of those things where you get someone like that, it's a centre-back and a CDM. And if we are going to be without I repeat, if we're going to be without Chalobah, a CDM will be great. But he has fitness issues and stuff, so let's have that to one side, kind of thing for me. Firza Menza, someone we've been linked with in the past on loan when he was at Man United. He's been at Bayer Leverkusen. He's 27. He's a defensive right, left-sided player or CDM. Again, it's CDM where we're looking. It looks like anywhere in that defensive mid or defensive where we're looking at. Matthias Ross is a 24-year-old with attacking who got some interest in the summer. He's been linked with QPR and Preston North End. And it'll be interesting to see if we got him in because he seems like he's a really good, solid player. Also, Danish. Danish is a big one. If there's some players on here who are Danish, that might help a little bit. One I didn't realise was who wasn't with a club anymore. Tom Lawrence. I thought Tom Lawrence was still at Rangers. Was at Rangers last season. And he's been let go. So that's one that I'll go. Centre attacking mid. We know about him from his time at Derby. Alexander Swallow is a German goalkeeper. So you're looking at a backup goalkeeper again for Pierre Charles. I think backup keeper is the position you're looking at. And if you look at most of the players we're looking at, they're in that kind of mold of centre mid, centre defender. And it's that whole thing where we are needing to bring people in who can fit in. Silla, 27-year-old winger, really could be good for us, actually. We haven't got really a winger apart from Ola Kabachi. And really, we need to do it. Kamara is a centre mid, 23-year-old Ivorian. He's been at Parma. He's a good age to bring in because it's 23. And if you look, the ages we're looking at, they're around the 20 to 26, or the other end, the 30, 31, 32 going. So this is where you're looking. And the thing is, what we got is, for a lot of people coming into Sheffield Wednesday, the one thing we can kind of guarantee them a little bit is 13 football and rotation because we don't have the squad there. So that's something we can do really well. Kazero, 25-year-old, but been released by SKS Sofia. We also know another player we were looking at, Liam Cooper, got released by them. Andy Rimatona, someone who we looked at previously. I think he was at Rotherham and then he went to Cardiff. We looked at him previous, so that wouldn't surprise me. Would do probably quite well for us. Craig Dawson, 35-year-old. What did I just say? 35-year-old. That's the kind of people we're looking at. We all know what you can do. One out of a bit of left field here is Malakas Khan, 22-year-old, free transfer. He had a really good season in Poland, made 30 starts. Played in the Olympic game for Ukraine as well, and he won player of the tournament. Again, it's one of the ones, if you brought him in, you're bringing in another Polish person who could maybe take a little time to adjust. I think the thing is, if you're getting people in who are free agents, it's seeing how, A, desperate they are, and B, how quickly a deal can be done. We need deals getting done ASAP, and this is the biggest problem we've got at the minute, because deals are not getting done as fast as we want because we're having to wait. That's some of the names that have been linked. Let me know if there's any that you would put in that list as well, kind of thing, and see who could come in. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, free agents, we know what we're looking at and we know what we're trying to bring in. So let me know in the comment section below.